What if everything you thought was holding you back was actually preparing you for something most people never reach? Carl Jung spent decades studying the human soul, and one of his most overlooked observations is this: certain people are not built to arrive early. They are built to arrive right. And the world, which rewards speed above almost everything else, has no patience for them. It labels them late, lost, or lacking. But Jung saw something completely different. He saw people in the middle of a long, necessary process, one that most human beings skip entirely. Let's start at the beginning. From childhood, some people feel strangely out of place, not because anything is wrong with them, but because their inner life is exceptionally rich. Emotions run deep, questions arrive early. The world outside feels loud, fast, and a little hollow, and so they hesitate where others charge forward. Jung called this an unusually active unconscious. While most children absorb the world around them and build an identity from it, copying behaviors, adopting values, chasing the approval that feels good, these individuals feel a strong internal resistance to that process. Something inside them keeps saying, "This isn't quite right. Not yet." Their psyche is reaching for something more authentic, and it will not settle for a shortcut. This is why, in their teens and 20s, they often fall behind in the ways society measures progress. Careers stall, relationships feel confusing. Peers move forward with confidence while these individuals loop back, question, and start over. From the outside, it looks like failure. But Jung would say something more precise. It looks like incubation. And here is where it gets interesting for those of us who are a little further along in life. Because what comes out of that long incubation is unlike anything that emerges from early, easy success. Think about the people you know who built their lives fast, without much internal struggle. Some of them are thriving, but many of them reach their 50s or 60s and feel a quiet emptiness they cannot explain. Jung had a name for this too. He called it the cost of individuation deferred. When we build our life on an identity we borrowed rather than discovered, the bill eventually comes due. The life you rushed into is the one you may regret. The life you grew slowly is the one that fits. The person who took the longer path arrives at midlife and beyond with something most people are still searching for: themselves. Not a role, not a title, not a collection of achievements, an actual self tested, examined, and integrated. Jung believed that when a person has genuinely confronted their own darkness, their doubts, their fears, their contradictions, they stop being afraid of it. They stop needing external approval to feel secure. They stop being controlled by praise or rattled by criticism. In Jung's framework, this is the fruit of shadow work, and it is extraordinarily rare. Most people spend an entire lifetime avoiding this inner confrontation. They keep busy. They stay distracted. They measure themselves by what they have achieved on the outside, and that strategy works for a while. But the psyche keeps score. Eventually, the avoidance becomes its own kind of exhaustion. The person who does this work, however quietly and painfully, arrives somewhere completely different. By the time this person enters their 50s, 60s, or beyond, something has shifted so thoroughly that others begin to feel it without fully understanding it. Their words carry a settled quality. Their decisions come from somewhere deep rather than reactive. People are drawn to them not because of what they perform, but because of what they have become. And relationships transform too. The hunger for intensity, for being seen, validated, and pursued, gives way to something calmer and far more satisfying: resonance, fewer connections, truer ones, the kind of knowing another person that only becomes possible when you first truly know yourself. People who have done the inner work stop needing their relationships to fill the gaps they haven't yet faced in themselves. That is a remarkable shift, because it means they can finally be fully present with another person without using that person to manage their own fear. The final test for this personality type is not success, it is bitterness. Many people who walk the long path and come so close to this kind of arrival stumble right here. They look back at the years of confusion and feel cheated. They compare their timeline to someone else's and feel behind. And that resentment, Jung warned, poisons the very thing they worked so hard to build. Your delay was not your enemy, it was your education. The ones who complete the journey do something different. They look back at every difficult chapter, the wandering, the loneliness, the years that seemed wasted, and they understand it differently. Not as loss, but as formation. Every hard season taught them something that fast success never could have: perception, patience, depth, and that understanding unlocks an energy that does not run out. Jung called this the second half of life, and he believed it was not meant for slowing down. It was meant for coming fully alive in a way the first half simply does not allow. Not louder, not flashier, but undeniable. So if you are here at this point in your life, and some part of you feels like you are just now beginning, you may be exactly right. You may not be late at all. You may simply be right on time for a different kind of arrival. If this touched something in you today, please give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Here at Carl Jung Psychology Hub, these conversations are made for people who are still growing, still asking, and still becoming at every age.